Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to be looking at the computer science job market for 2024.
Okay.
And we've got a great report here from Techneeds,
Yeah,
a company with over 40 years in the business of tech staffing and recruitment.
that's right.
So they know what they're talking about. And whether you are a student thinking about a career change or just curious about where the tech world is headed,
Right.
this deep dive should give you some really valuable insights.
For sure. Lots going on.
Yeah, so let's just jump right in.
Yeah, let's do it.
The report predicts a 22% growth
Wow.
in demand for computer science professionals in 2024.
That's huge.
That's a lot. That's a lot higher than average job growth, but
Yeah.
it's not just about Silicon Valley anymore, is it?
No, not at all. And that's one of the really interesting things about this report is that growth is happening across all industries.
Right.
We're seeing healthcare, finance, even agriculture, all becoming increasingly reliant on tech. It's not just about building apps anymore. It's about integrating technology into every aspect of business and our daily lives.
So that means there's a lot of jobs out there.
Definitely a ton of opportunity.
But with that kind of growth, I mean, the competition must be fierce.
It is.
What does that actually mean for someone who's trying to land a job in this market?
I think it means standing out is more important than ever, and it starts with having the right skills.
Okay.
The report highlights the need for both, the traditional skills, but also those cutting-edge skills.
Right, so the basics like Python, Java, C++, I mean, those are still important.
Oh, absolutely. Those are foundational.
But what are some of these cutting-edge skills that employers are looking for?
Well, one of the big ones is cloud computing.
Okay.
Think about companies like Netflix or Spotify or even your online banking,
Right.
all running on the cloud. And they need people who understand how to build and manage and secure those systems.
So it's not just about coding anymore. It's about understanding the whole ecosystem.
Exactly. It's about servers, databases, networking security, the whole thing.
Wow. So someone with cloud computing skills, I mean, they're not just writing code. They're more like orchestrating the entire system.
Yeah, they're the architects and the engineers of the digital world.
Yeah, making sure everything runs smoothly and securely for millions of users.
That's right. High-pressure job.
That sounds pretty high pressure.
Mhm.
What about data analytics? I hear that's a hot area.
Absolutely. Data analytics is huge these days.
Yeah,
Every company is generating mountains of data,
right.
and they need people who can actually extract insights from that data.
Okay.
So think about a company like Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
They use data analytics to understand customer behavior, to optimize pricing, even to predict what you might want to buy next.
It's scary how good they are at that.
Right. It's incredibly powerful stuff.
So it's not just about crunching numbers. It's about finding the story hidden in the data and using it to make decisions.
Yeah, data analysts are like detectives uncovering clues and solving mysteries. But instead of catching criminals, they're helping businesses succeed.
That's pretty cool.
Oh.
And I can't imagine having a conversation about tech jobs without mentioning cybersecurity.
Of course.
It seems like that's been a hot topic for years now.
And it's only going to get hotter.
Really?
Think about all the high-profile data breaches we've seen recently.
It seems like every week there's a new one.
It's constant.
Yeah.
And companies are realizing that cybersecurity is not optional. It's essential.
Right?
They need skilled professionals who can protect their systems, their data, and their reputations.
So I bet those jobs come with a lot of responsibility.
Oh, yeah. A lot of pressure.
Are we talking about someone who, like, sits in a dark room staring at screens all day looking for hackers?
Well, not quite. It's a pretty dynamic field.
Oh, okay.
It involves everything from penetration testing, which is basically trying to hack into your own systems to find weaknesses,
Okay.
to incident response, where you're actually on the front lines dealing with real-time attacks.
Oh, wow. So there's a lot of variety within cybersecurity. So we've got cloud computing, data analytics, cybersecurity, pretty different areas, but all requiring that computer science foundation.
That's right.
The report also mentioned AI and machine learning,
Of course.
which is not surprising considering that's everywhere these days.
That is.
But how does that actually translate into actual jobs?
Well, think about how AI is being used to personalize your social media feeds, to recommend products you might like to power self-driving cars.
Right.
Companies need people who can build and train these AI systems,
Okay.
people who understand the algorithms and can make them work in the real world.
So it's not just about knowing how to code, it's about understanding how to teach machines to think.
Exactly, and that's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
We're seeing a huge demand for machine learning engineers
Mm-hmm.
who can take these complex algorithms and apply them to solve real-world problems.
So using AI to improve medical diagnoses or develop new drugs or combat climate change.
Exactly. The possibilities are endless.
Wow, that's incredible. So with all of this demand for all these specialized skills,
Yeah.
does that mean you have to be a jack of all trades to succeed in the computer science job market?
That's a great question, and it's one we'll dive into in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay.
We'll explore specific job roles, salary expectations, and what the future holds for the computer science job market.
Sounds good. Welcome back to the deep dive. Before the break, we were talking about all these fascinating areas within computer science.
Yeah?
Cloud computing, data analytics, cybersecurity, and of course, AI and machine learning.
Right. A lot to unpack there.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of room for specialization,
Hmm.
but with so many options, I mean, where do you even begin?
Yeah, it can definitely feel a little overwhelming at first,
Right.
but I actually think that's a good thing.
Really?
Yeah, it means that you can find an area that truly aligns with your interests and your strengths.
Hmm. Okay, so speaking of strengths,
Yeah.
the report highlighted some specific job roles
Uh-huh.
that are not only in high demand, but also come with some pretty impressive salaries.
That's always nice.
Yeah, let's talk money.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to know about the high-paying roles. So the report mentioned machine learning engineers,
Yes.
data scientists, software developers, and cybersecurity analysts.
All great roles.
Yeah. So what can you tell us about these jobs and what kind of earning potential are we talking about?
Okay, well, let's start with machine learning engineers.
Okay.
These are the folks who are building the brains behind those AI systems we were talking about earlier.
Right.
They're the ones designing the algorithms, training the models, and constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible with artificial intelligence.
So they're kind of like the architects of the AI world.
Exactly. And because this field is so hot right now,
Yeah.
they're in incredibly high demand.
At that.
The report mentions an average salary of around $120,000 a year.
Wow.
But with the right experience and expertise, you could earn significantly more than that.
That's not bad for a starting point.
Not bad at all.
What about data scientists?
Sure, data scientists are kind of like the detectives of the digital world.
Okay.
They're sifting through these mountains of data, looking for patterns and insights and trends that can help businesses make better decisions.
So think about a company like Netflix. I mean, they use data science to personalize your recommendations,
Uh-huh.
to figure out what shows to produce next,
Right.
to optimize their streaming infrastructure.
All of that.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
So it's not just about crunching numbers, it's about using data to tell a story and to solve real-world problems.
Absolutely. And because data is so crucial to business these days, data scientists are highly sought after.
Makes sense?
The report actually mentioned salaries exceeding $130,000.
Wow, over $130,000.
Yeah, which really reflects the value that they bring to the table.
Yeah, for sure. But what about something a little more traditional? Like, what's the outlook for software developers?
Sure.
It seems like everybody and their grandmother is learning to code these days.
Yeah, it's definitely a popular field.
Yeah. So is it even a viable career path anymore?
Absolutely. Software developers are still the backbone of the tech industry.
Okay.
They're the ones who build the applications, the websites, the software systems that we use every single day.
Right.
And while there's definitely more competition these days, the demand for skilled developers remains incredibly strong.
So there's still plenty of opportunities out there
Oh, yeah, tons.
for those who have the right skills and the willingness to put in the work.
Exactly. Hard work pays off.
Yeah. Okay. What about cybersecurity analysts?
Oh, yeah. Cybersecurity analysts are the guardians of the digital realm.
Okay, the guardians.
Yeah, they're the ones protecting our data, our systems, and our privacy from all these cyber attacks,
Right.
which are becoming more frequent and more sophisticated all the time.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Think about all the sensitive information that we store online. Our bank details,
Yeah.
our health records, our personal conversations.
All the important stuff.
Exactly. Cybersecurity analysts are the ones who make sure that this information stays safe and secure.
So it sounds like a pretty crucial job, especially with all the high-profile data breaches that we've seen in recent years.
Oh, it's absolutely crucial, and it's only going to become more important in the future.
I bet.
The report actually mentions average salaries around $100,000 a year,
Okay.
but that's just a starting point.
Really?
As you gain experience and specialize in areas like ethical hacking or incident response, your earning potential can really skyrocket.
So we've got these 4 high-paying roles: machine learning engineers, data scientists, software developers and cybersecurity analysts,
Yeah, all super important.
all with different focuses and skill sets.
Right.
But they all seem to be in really high demand,
They are.
which is good news for anyone who's entering the computer science field.
Definitely a good time to be in tech.
Yeah, but with all this talk about AI and automation, I'm curious, what does the future hold for the computer science job market?
Yeah, that's the big question.
I mean, are robots going to take all our jobs?
That's the million-dollar question, right? And it is true that AI and automation are changing the nature of work.
Yeah.
But the report actually suggests that they'll create more jobs than they eliminate.
Oh, interesting.
It's not about AI versus humans. It's about humans and AI working together to achieve really incredible things.
So it's not about fearing the robots, it's about learning how to work with them.
Exactly. The key is going to be adaptability and continuous learning.
Okay.
The tech world moves fast,
Yeah, tell me about it.
and the skills that are in demand today might be obsolete tomorrow.
Right.
So it's crucial to stay curious, keep learning, and be willing to adapt to these new technologies and new challenges.
So how can someone stay ahead of the curve in such a rapidly changing field?
Well, the report highlights the importance of online courses and certifications.
Yeah.
There are so many great resources available these days, from platforms like Coursera and edX to boot camps and even free online tutorials.
You can learn pretty much anything online these days.
It's really amazing. You can learn everything from the fundamentals of coding to really advanced topics like AI and blockchain.
So it's not just about formal education anymore.
Not at all.
You can really tailor your learning to your specific interests and your career goals.
Exactly. And it's not just about technical skills either.
Okay.
The report also stresses the importance of soft skills.
Soft skills.
Things like communication, collaboration, problem solving.
Right.
These are the skills that will set you apart in a world where technical skills are becoming increasingly commoditized.
Makes sense. I mean, you could be the most brilliant programmer in the world.
Right.
But if you can't communicate your ideas or work effectively in a team, I mean, you're not going to be very successful.
Exactly. So it's about finding that balance between technical expertise and those human skills.
That's a great point, and I think that's one of the things that makes the computer science field so exciting.
It is.
It's not just about sitting in front of a computer all day.
Right.
It's about using your creativity, your problem-solving skills, and your ability to work with others to build amazing things that can really change the world.
Exactly. And on that note, let's talk about remote work.
Yes.
Because that's another huge trend that's shaping the computer science job market.
Right before the break, we were just starting to touch on that.
Yeah. And I think it's a great segue into the final part of our deep dive.
Okay, so we'll be right back after a short break
Sounds good.
to discuss the implications of remote work for job seekers
Yeah.
and how to navigate this evolving landscape of the computer science job market.
It's a fascinating topic.
So stay tuned. Welcome back to the deep dive. We've been talking about this booming computer science job market.
Yeah, it's an exciting time to be in tech.
And in this final part, we're going to really delve into the rise of remote work,
Oh.
and what it means for you, the listener.
Yeah, because it really is reshaping the industry.
So for someone out there who is interested in a computer science career, what are the implications of this whole remote work revolution?
Well, I think the biggest implication is that you're no longer limited by geography.
Oh,
You can apply for jobs anywhere in the world.
wow.
You can work for companies that, wouldn't have been accessible before.
So you don't have to pack up and move to Silicon Valley to get a great tech job.
Exactly. It really levels the playing field.
And for companies, I mean, it lets them tap into a global talent pool.
Right, which is crucial in such a competitive market.
So it seems like it's a win-win for both sides.
In many ways, yes, but it's important to acknowledge that remote work also has its own set of challenges.
Like what are some of the downsides?
Well, staying motivated and focused when you're working from home, it can be tough.
Right.
It takes a lot of self-discipline and strong time management skills.
You're your own boss in a way.
Exactly.
Right.
You're responsible for creating your own structure and your own routine.
And then there's the whole social aspect.
Yeah, that's a big one.
When you're not physically in the same space as your colleagues, it can be hard to build those relationships and feel connected.
It can be isolating, for sure.
So it's not all sunshine and roses.
Definitely not.
You need to be prepared for the unique challenges that come with working remotely.
Right.
But let's say our listener is really excited about the prospect of remote work.
Okay.
What can they do to actually increase their chances of landing a remote computer science job?
Well, first of all, highlight any relevant remote work experience on your resume
Okay.
and your online profiles.
Even if it's not a full-time job.
Right. Even if it's just freelance work or volunteer projects,
Okay.
it shows that you can thrive in that kind of environment.
So show, don't tell.
Exactly. And then target companies that are known for having remote-friendly policies.
Makes sense.
Their websites and job boards specifically for remote work.
Oh, really?
So use those resources.
Okay.
And then during interviews,
Yeah.
I think it's important to really emphasize your communication skills, your ability to work independently,
Okay.
and your comfort with remote collaboration tools.
So things like Slack or Zoom.
Exactly. All of that.
Okay, and I imagine it's also important to ask questions
Absolutely.
about the company's remote work culture and policies.
Yeah. How do they facilitate communication and collaboration?
Right. Are they truly remote first, or is it more of an afterthought?
Right. You want to make sure it's a good fit for you.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the computer science job market,
Yeah.
what are some of the key takeaways for our listener?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is that the field is booming, but it's also constantly evolving.
He's moving fast.
So the key is to be adaptable,
Okay.
to be a lifelong learner, and to be really proactive in shaping your career path.
And don't forget, the rise of remote work is opening up a whole new world of possibilities.
Absolutely. Embrace the change, keep learning, and don't be afraid to think outside the box.
That's a great note to end on.
Thanks.
So thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the computer science job market.
It's been my pleasure.
And until next time, keep diving deep.